what's going on, guys? This is Liam here, and I want to show you an audio recording that I got. Someone sent me via Instagram. I'm going to use it with their permission. They said it was okay. Obviously I won't give out their name, but I've been talking to a lot of people about sunlight and how sunlight, okay, it's so important for the functionality of your ears. So there's so much that goes into the functionality of our ears. If you're stressed out, then you'll get something called heteroplasmy, which is basically the inhibition, okay, of electron chain tunneling, which means that you can't get the right energy in your electrons to actually convert vibration into electricity and then push that through the nerve, and then the brain processes that as noise. Whole bunch of complicated, really boring stuff, but I just tell people this: look, you've got hair cells like this that move like this in lymph, okay, like my video, or I think it's a private video, but this one here, you got hair cells, you got mitochondria, you got 3 electrons per to thousands of mitochondria in the cluster of the hair cells, right? Now those 3 electrons come from 2 different sources. They're created in 2 different ways. One of those electrons, okay, is created from nutrition, so food. Very important. That's a third of the health of your ears. Okay, a third of the health of the foundation of what, sorry, not your ears, but the foundation of what converts electricity from energy. Good English, Liam. Sorry, I've been out in the sun for a while, so I'm kind of dazed. I thought I'd film this video in the sun. Okay, so one of the electrons out of 3 comes from food, and the other 2 come from sunlight. You get it from the sun. That's what the sun is, in case you weren't aware. And so I was talking to a guy who's from Ireland, and he was telling me about how he got tinnitus. He got it from stress and bad diet, among other things, overconsumption of alcohol, in his own words, the culture, and where he's from, Galway. I only know what Galway is from the song Galway Girl. Great song, Ed Sheeran. And so I'm going to play this recording now, but before I do, I want you to know that if you live in a really a place that doesn't have much sun, a really dreary place, it is crucial for you to be able to take a holiday somewhere and get sun. And let me explain this. You can store sun in your electrons. So in this story, actually, let's play it now, okay, and have a listen.
I was saying a lot of darkness, yeah. So I'm bad for sleeping in as well. When I got my tinnitus, I went to Barbados. I think about a month after. I was very depressed. But when I was in Barbados, the ringing stopped. That sticky, clogged feeling didn't, but the ringing stopped whilst I was there. And when I was back home in Ireland, 2-3 days later, it slowly came back. You know, the sun is a great thing. In the future, I've got to move out of here, and I will, definite.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that and found it very interesting. Sunlight is often something that's very overlooked yet very effective, so it's a shame that doctors don't prescribe it. In fact, what do doctors prescribe? Protect yourself from the sun. The sun is dangerous. The sun's going to cause cancer. The sun's going to mess you up. You're going to age quicker, okay? You're going to blah 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 blah, all this bullshit, okay? Sure, if you eat a diet of sodium salicylates, it's funny, people who go on the carnivore diet, which is all meat diet, which I don't actually promote, by the way. I still think that people should be having vegetables, not fruits or nuts or seeds, but vegetables like leafy greens, at least once a month or once every 3 weeks, okay? But once again, you got to figure out what works for you. If you go on an all meat diet and you're having problems digesting the meat, you have indigestion, you're constipated, then you probably have gallstones or liver stones and you have an issue with digesting the protein. So you can do a gallbladder or liver flush, or what I recommend doing is just get a little small cup of apple cider vinegar and eat it, drink it, before every high protein meal. Now, why do you want to even eat plants at all? Because they have a cleansing effect, okay? They can cleanse you very well, they do that. Fuck it, I'd tell you to do a dry fast instead. It's much better and there's no downside. Plants have a downside. But if you can't do a dry fast for health reasons, you're diabetic or something, some other bullshit your doctor tells you, then really, as I said in my other video, go vegan for a little bit. Go vegan for, and I'm just talking about 2 days. Okay, that's it. So what was I saying? So he talks about in this audio how he went away to Barbados and then came back, and his tinnitus came back. Don't worry and think that, oh my God, I'm in London or I'm in, you know, Australia most of the year and it's cold and dreary and my tinnitus is going to come back every time it gets cold. It doesn't work that way. But it can take quite a while to charge up your electrons. Your electrons can store energy from the sunlight, okay? They can be charged. It actually works that way. Thank you, chemistry and science and electrochemical impulses. Very cool. Thanks, Bill Nye. even though he's retarded now. Anyway, so my point being, you're going to need to find some sun. You're going to need to find some sun. Sunbeds I've been doing some research on, and it's just not the same thing as far as I'm concerned. Don't be afraid of the sun. Anyway, what I was saying about the carnivore diet was that people often find that they become less sensitive to the sun. And I can tell you it's because you're not digesting any sodium salicylates. I've had multiple stories of people who go, Liam, you told me to go in the sun and I didn't even get burnt, I just got blisters. And I said, cut out the aspirin, cut out the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, cut out the nuts and fruits and seeds and greens for about a month. Okay, just eat eggs, seafood and red meat and chicken and animals, just eat animals, okay? And then try again. And they go in the sun, they say, Liam, I was in the sun for 4 hours, I didn't even get brown, okay? Well done, you're human again. That's what humans are supposed to do. It's interesting about and so I'm gonna go on to something else now, but the moral of the story is get some fucking sunlight or go on a holiday. But I was doing some research into chimpanzees, and it just so happened that Bart K also interviewed somebody. Bart K is a great YouTuber, by the way, B-A-R-T space K-A-Y. He's a YouTuber that's actually a scientist, so he's worth checking out. He talks about the carnivore diet too. He's not just some stupid person like me yabbering on online, but he even swears more than I do, so be prepared. He's from New Zealand, so us guys down south, we're pretty rude. Anyway, so he was, I was watching videos and looking at videos of him interviewing someone, and when you look at chimpanzees, which are close relatives to human, we're only about 5% different or something like that. Of course, we have a common ancestor. Whether you believe in evolution or not doesn't matter to me, really, that's fine. Just know that we are very similar to monkeys. What monkeys will do is chimpanzees eat other monkeys. They are strict hyper carnivores. They will chase monkeys down, they will break off their arms when they're alive, they'll eat the bones, they'll drink the blood, they'll rip the faces off them and eat them in the most brutal of fashion, okay? Eat them when they're alive. If there is no monkeys available to eat other monkeys, that includes other chimpanzees and smaller monkeys, you just throw them to the ground and the fall kills them. If there's no monkeys available, what do? They eat fruit. What happens when they eat fruit? They age faster, they get more aggressive, they can become hyperinsulinemic, which means they're pre-diabetic, which is shown in zoos, and their health deteriorates. If you ever go to zoos and you see chimpanzees, they always look like shit. Why? Because they don't feed them monkeys or meat. They feed them either a mixture of that, okay, or they feed them bananas. First of all, gorillas are only supposed to eat, gorillas do have a herbivore stomach. So silverback gorillas can eat greens and twigs, and they can eat bananas that are unripened, that's fine. But they can't eat ripe bananas. So chimpanzees like us, sure, we can process a little bit of plants. We can have it. It has some sort of benefit, it has a very small nutritional benefit, and it has a much larger downside than an upside. The upside, what is it? It keeps us alive, okay? Sure, if I'm going to be stuck on an island for 2 years, and I could choose between only water and fruits, yeah, I'm going to choose fruits, because otherwise I'll die, okay? But, you know, if I had the preference between only meat or only fruits and vegetables, I'd choose meat. And if I had the preference between only meat or only vegetables or meat and vegetables, I'd be choosing the meat. That's what I'd be choosing. I wouldn't want 50-50, I'd want like 99-1%. And so have a think about that, have a think about the sun, have a think about how plant defense mechanisms, also sodium salicylates, what do? They inhibit the secretion of the liver enzyme P450, okay, which helps break down protein, okay, and it inhibits our ability to break down protein. What is protein? It's a human diet, okay? If you look at, you know, the comparison between my face and how it looks and my skin, and you go look at people, I'm 26, and you look at people who are vegans of the same age as me, you're going to see a pretty fucking stark difference. Sure, you know, genetics, and I'm not saying I'm chiseled from gold, because I'm definitely not, a weird curly haired dude, and yeah, pretty big nose, but you get the point I'm trying to make. I can spend all day in the sun, not get burnt, not get wrinkles. I'm pretty young, I get that. But you get what I'm getting at. So go compare. Go check out the YouTube channel, I love it. It's hilarious. Vegan Deterioration. Go check that out. Now, just one thing, this is not just to bash vegans. If you want to eat 100% plant-based diet, that's your decision. But you don't have the fucking right to go make a YouTube channel and make other people sick. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but all the vegan YouTubers who are staunch, aggressive, you should be vegan, you piece of shit, you hate animals, guess what they're doing now? They're dropping like flies. They're eating eggs, they're eating beef. And then you know what they do when they make these fucking videos? They say, oh, by the way, that entire time I was eating eggs once a month or once a week. Fucking liars. Guys, you can't believe shit you see online. Go learn how to read clinical trials. Go learn the difference between cause and associative. Go learn the difference between associative and realize that randomized controlled trials and meta-analysis of those randomized controlled trials, okay, is the closest thing we'll ever get to the real truth about nutrition, even though the real truth of nutrition can't really be got because, you know, they're done by surveys and they're done over years and people cheat and that's just human, you know, but you can use common fucking sense. That's one thing that we have that animals don't. We can put animals in a cage and test different things on them, but they're not humans, okay? We can't do that with humans as far as I know, maybe third world country somewhere, but we do have common sense. You know, what are you gonna do? You're gonna eat that? And I know I'm being kind of crude here because obviously we're talking about berries and cherries and fruits, but what are you gonna do? You're gonna eat this? Does that make sense? You know, think about the concept of ribonucleic acid. You eat brain, it feeds your brain. You eat liver, it feeds your liver. Okay, you eat thyroid, it feeds your thyroid. This has been proven again and again. What the fuck is this going to feed? Really? Anyway, so that's all. Get some sunlight. Have a good day. Click below for a live stream. And tonight is not for life. Don't listen to your ENT, neuro-otologist, audiologist, all the other people who say habituate. Don't listen to people who say that reducing your stress is the only way to get rid of tinnitus. It's a great way to start, but it's not the be all and end all. Have a good fucking day.